Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a hot minute since I filmed anything and I do apologize. I finally got my whole little setup, I guess, kind of organized, and I've gotten like new filming products, things I can film with. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. I got a new phone because I film with my phone, and I got the 8 Plus, so the camera quality is way better than my 6. But anyway, I'm just rambling, but I wanted to do a sort of collection video. I see a lot of them on YouTube nowadays, and I really wanted to do one, so I'm excited. And as the title says, this is my eyeshadow collection, like my entire eyeshadow collection. They're right here in these boxes. And I got these little storage boxes from Walmart for like 97 cents each, and that's a good deal. And my bigger palettes are on like, they're in like these organizers. I don't really know what to call them, but you can put your folders in them, your notebooks, I don't know, whatever you want, doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna go ahead and get into my entire eyeshadow collection. Oh, and keep in mind, this is cruelty free. It's all cruelty free, from Sephora, Ulta, Walmart, Target. I don't think I've gotten anything from Walgreens just because I don't like Walgreens. They're too expensive, but yeah. Okay, so my first palette that I want to show you all, this is a really old palette and I still have it. It's from BH Cosmetics and it is the 88 Matte Color Eyeshadow Palette. It is like this nice, they remind me of the Morphe palettes, to be honest. And I should have put makeup on for this video, but I'm not. This is what the inside looks like. There are a lot of colors in here, hence the 88 shades. I don't really use this that much, but I can't really part with it because, hello, 88 eyeshadows right here. Some of them might not be the most pigmented. I feel like this is one of the originals, like something original from BH Cosmetics, because nowadays they're like expanding and making such bigger and better products, I guess. But this bad boy, I got this 2 years ago, shame on me. And yes, I hold on to my makeup unless it's like foundation or something with liquid in it. But eyeshadows I tend to keep longer just because I can make them work. I know I can. I'm not really gonna swatch any of these because I have a lot of these shades coming up in my very large and extensive eyeshadow collection. But yeah. Next we have the Morphe 350 palette. I got this for my birthday back in August, so it's a fairly new palette to me, and it's this beautiful fall wintry kind of palette, very like warm and reminds me of coffee and nice warm tea and all that, and I love this. I don't use it that often though. Like, I think my problem is I kind of forget what all I have because I kind of dig into my usual favorite palettes. So this one, it was kind of like an impulse buy for me. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, spend some money today. I need some palettes to buy. It was either this one or the Fall into Frost palette that I was gonna get. I went with this one because I was comparing shades and I was like, well, there's more shades in here than there are in the Fall into Frost palette, which, like, these have more orangey shades, whereas that one is more like purple, but a lot of them are like darker neutral, so you have more of these. I really, really, really like Morphe palettes though. I can kind of say that because I kind of use them. I'm not going to swatch this one either because I feel like everybody and their mom has like a Morphe palette or something. Like, if you want to see swatches, you know, it's not that hard to find a Morphe palette. They're sold in Ulta, so I mean, might as well, and they're affordable. Like, that's the thing about Morphe, it's affordable, which I like because mama's on a budget. The next one I have is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. Oh my gosh. This is a gorgeous palette. And I slept on this. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jaclyn. I literally slept on this. But look at this. Wow. I've only used it a few times. The shade that really speaks to me is, I'm trying not to make a mess, is this one right here. I really, really like that one. But then I get a little sad because I swatch it on my eye and it's just like a mediocre like shimmer shade. And I'm just like, you played me, Jaclyn. You played me. But this palette is gorgeous and I really, really recommend it for like traveling artists or, you know, people that are starting off in makeup, because like I said, it's affordable. Morphe won't won't break the bank like some palettes. I will show you the more expensive palettes in a minute. But I really like these palettes and I wish I had gotten this sooner. I live for like this orange shade right here. It's kind of like a butternut squash kind of shade. I think this shade and these blue shades, or yeah, they're blue, bluish teal green shades at the bottom would make a really cool look. Just saying. The next one I have is the Kat Von D Metal Matte Eyeshadow Palette. This was $65. Okay, this is one of the more expensive palettes. And look at this. You can't tell... I just made a mess. You can't tell me that this isn't worth $65. Like, oh, I can see myself. That is gorgeous. And like, I like how they have all matte at the bottom and all like foils slash shimmer shades. Oh my gosh, that was a tongue twister. And honestly, I'm living for this. I kind of want to use it more. I don't really use it that often. If you can't tell, I've really dug into tinsel, but Watt and Flash are looking to be my go-tos right now. This is Flash and this one's Watt. Beautiful. I feel like I should swatch these. So I'm going into Watt. This is Watt. I'm trying to figure out where I want to do this. Right here. Wow, that's beautiful, you guys. I don't know about you, but that's like a good Christmassy color. I would recommend. I don't think you can buy this palette anymore though, which is kind of sad. I got it when it was released. Like the second it came out, I snagged one off of katvondbeauty.com. It was worth it. Very, very worth it. Another palette that I got, this was one of my other palettes that I don't use, is the Crown Brushes palette. It's a 35 color metal eyeshadow palette. I think the reason why I don't use this, even though there's some pretty good metal shades in there, is because it's not pigmented. It really isn't. Like, I'll show you right here. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you all right now, I'm gonna go in and swatch this and it's gonna play me and it's gonna be very pigmented because it'll be on my finger. But this, oh, but they're creamy. Okay, swirling it in. They don't have shade names, by the way. We're gonna name this one Strawberry Starburst. Strawberry Starburst on my finger. Okay, ready? It's chalky, but that's not that bad, okay? Especially like, cause I mean, metals, it is chalky, you guys, though, but that's okay. I feel like it's because metals are meant to be on your lid as like a pressed pigment in a way. Like you pack it on with your finger or a packing brush with setting spray or water. And I can't really find a reason to use this. I will try to find this yellow, this orange shade looks really pretty. This is, I'm gonna name this one Orange Starburst. I just crushed my finger in it. Okay, here we go. I swear something came up. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe I am sleeping on this palette. Maybe I need to give it another, should I give this another go? I feel like I should. I don't remember what this retails for because my mom got it for me for Christmas. Another palette that I have that I love, love, love is the Kat Von D Saint Sinner palette. I adore this palette. I really do. This was an expensive palette too, though. Don't let me fool you. It was expensive. It was $65. No, it was either it was in the 60s, okay? It was like $62, $63 because I remember paying for the tax on it. It was like made it up to $65. This is the center side. It's gorgeous. And this is the Saint side. I'm living for Revelation right here. Let's swatch it. And it's so creamy and looks so beautiful on my finger. But let's see what it translates to. Oh my gosh, I forgot how creamy they, oh, you guys, holy, I'm sleeping on this palette. I am so sorry, Kat Von D. I will cherish this forever. I'm gonna be really sad when I hit pan because I don't think you can buy this anywhere either. Might be able to on our website. Might be able to find it on Sephora's website. I'm not sure. You'll have to look. Don't quote me on it. But this is worth it, okay? I know I had some troubling thoughts about this palette at first though, because I was like, the shape of it's really awkward, so storing it in a drawer, which is how I used to store my makeup, would make it really difficult to store everything else because I would like to like stack things and have them like equally spread out in there. But this is worth it. When I played with it in Sephora, I was like, you know what? I gotta have it. Gotta have it. It's a beautiful palette. The packaging is exquisite. You cannot deny that Kat Von D puts out really nice packaged products. Like from her eyeshadow palettes to her lipsticks to her perfume bottles, aka the Sinner perfume bottle is my go-to aesthetic. It's beautiful, smells really nice, and it's just overall like my favorite perfume. Of course, I have it displayed, but highly recommend this if you can still get your hands on it. If you have it, you need to play with it because I'm sleeping on that shade called Revelation, and what am I doing with my life? Obviously, I need to play with this more. Okay, so now we're in our first bucket of eyeshadow palettes. We have 3 to go through, so bear with me. First one is the Kat Von D Fetish palette. Remember when I said that Kat Von D puts out really nice packaged products? I wasn't joking, like she really does. This palette retailed for $65, I'm pretty sure. It was one of the more expensive ones, like I said, but look at this palette and look at this packaging. You cannot tell me that that's not like amazing and unique. It's a very large palette. It's as big as my head. This is the inside of it. Oh, wow. She is so pretty. I did a live on Facebook one night in a beauty group and I was reading out the shade names and I got so uncomfortable because I am not like, I don't know, I guess this is like a not safe for workplace kind of vibe because, you know, they have like kink and rope and Le Petit Mort, rubber, S&M, and they have this one right here, this yellow shade. It's the S word. I don't want to say it because I don't like that word. And I have 2 kids, so what's mama doing? Not that. But we'll go ahead and swatch this yellow shade. It's like a mustardy kind of. You can't really tell because I'm so pale. And my poor pant leg has taken a beating because that's where I'm wiping all my excess eyeshadow off at. But look at that, it's like mustard. And we're gonna take Dominatrix, this one right here. It's a foiled red shade. I just made a huge mess on my palette. There's that. Let me set that down. And we're gonna swatch it. I'm trying to do this like do 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 do. Oh, that's a perfect shade for Christmas, you guys. It reminds me of Phantom from Anastasia Beverly Hills, their lipstick trio that they just released for the holidays, which I bought. I should have done a Sephora haul. However, I might. Who knows? But this is an amazing palette and I highly recommend it because you can still get it in stores. It is limited edition, so obviously it'll be gone eventually, won't come back. And then I don't want to see anyone complaining like, oh, I wish I had gotten that. Oh, bring it back, you know, like they do with Pastel Goth and the Movida Loque palette. Like, stop complaining. It's limited edition. You knew this when she announced it. Like, this next palette I got is from Profusion. I literally just picked this up. Like, I literally just got this. And it is Berries. Berries. And it is a 21 Pro Pigment eyeshadow palette. Profusion, this is my very first Profusion product. Thank you very much. And also, I just realized you can see my pumpkins in the background because your girl hasn't really started decorating for Christmas yet, hence the blue background. But this packaging, despite it being $9.99, it doesn't feel like super cheap, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Comes with a double-ended brush, kind of like the Anastasia palettes do. You guys, look at that red. This is Jive. No, yeah, it's Jive. And I'm gonna swatch it for you. It's not as like creamy as the other ones, but look at that. Look at that. Girl, she's pigmented. A little patchy because I don't know how to swatch eyeshadows, but this is a palette that I think everyone should invest in. Like, it's not crazy expensive like the Fetish palette. Come on. They are literally the same size. Both very durable. A good weight. Both don't look like cheap, even though this one has a clear cover and from a cheaper brand. Kat Von D, Profusion. Perfection. I will tell you right now, worth it, worth it, worth it, and I highly recommend it. Okay, the next palette I have is a palette that I don't know why I bought it. I think it's because it was Kat Von D. Is the Too Faced and Kat Von D Better Together palette. I don't know what to think about this. The only thing that I think drew me towards it was the fact that it was Kat Von D. Yeah. I will say the concept is really cool because it's a magnet. So I will say that it's pretty neat. Oh, and if you look on the inside, it says Volume 1. Hey, Kat. Well, you coming out with the Volume 2? Because your girl needs it. I will say though, like the color selection is very like Too Faced and Kat Von D. This is the Too Faced side, so we have a pink, a white, some gold, green, purples, the typical Too Faced shades. And then the Kat Von D side, we have Kat Von D shades. She just came out with Swoon, which is this very nice red. Oh, and it's so creamy. Maybe that's why I got it. She just came out with a single pan for that. We're gonna swatch this right beside Jive. Oh, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous, perfect for Christmas, you guys. I'm telling you. This was an expensive palette too. It was like $65, I'm pretty sure. You can't get this anymore. So I do feel kind of special because I'm like, I spent money on this. It was a cute concept. I really appreciate her, you know. Whoever came up with this idea was pretty neat though, like, cause it's a magnetic palette. Like, that's pretty neat. I'll give her that. Another palette that I have is the famous Pastel Goth palette by Kat Von D. Whoo, I got lucky with this one because I didn't buy it when it was first released. And I actually found it at Sephora in Oklahoma when I was there. And I swatched it and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that palette. So, you know, I kept tweeting them. I was like, y'all need to bring back the Pastel Goth for like one more release, because sometimes, you know, brands will do that. Oh, and I got so lucky. They were like, by the way, beauties, Pastel Goth is making one more return. And she's mine. Whew, I got a little too excited about this palette. This is such a great palette. Has yellow, peachy, pink, purple, blue, green, gray, and white. And I will, you know, have this till the day I die. And honestly, when I do hit pan on this, I'm gonna be really sad. But then again, I'm like, they'll come out with better stuff. We'll swatch Star, which is this yellow. It's so creamy. Like, I'm sorry, I don't play with my palettes very often. So we're gonna put that right beside Swoon. And since my lighting is terrible, you can't see it. But look at that, she's pigmented. I have to give Kat Von D and her team a good round of applause for this one, because this was a pretty cute palette. There was a lot of hype behind it, and then everybody was so disappointed when it came out, and they're like, that's not pastel. Do you know what pastel is? This is pastel. Let me tell you. Because when you do put them on your eye, they're like sheer almost. Not like, you can still see them, they're pigmented, but they're like sheer, like pastels. Give me the sheer vibes. I think it's a cute palette. I think it was worth it. So Kat Von D, if you see this ever, just know that I appreciate your creativity, and thank you for allowing me to get this palette. My collection will never not be complete. Another palette I got was the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. I actually won this in a contest. BH Cosmetics was having a contest on Twitter where you just had to retweet the tweet with this in it, and I think you had to follow them. I'm pretty obviously. And I was one of the 3 lucky winners. I was actually really shocked because that was the first giveaway I ever won. Oh, wow. So we have this nice, obviously very hot pink. It's pigmented, okay? Go to my Instagram, cora.mua. You will see several looks with this beautiful, beautiful shade. Ultimate, which is this nice, very shimmery blue. It's very pigmented. This palette, in general, is just very pigmented. I'll go ahead and swatch Ultimate for you. It's a really, really pretty palette. Like, look at that. The intense vibe I get from that blue is amazing. I'm not gonna swatch that pink because we already put a pink on me. Unless I should I? I'm going to. Oh, it's so creamy. And look at that, that's so pigmented. Ready? Right beside Ultimate. Wow. It is a little more pigmented than the Profusion one. But look at that. That is so pigmented. Manny MUA, if you ever see this, I really love your little, like, where you do the, you know, if you don't like me, don't watch it kind of thing going on. Hey, I see you. So the next palette I have is the Kat Von D Serpentina palette. I just used this the other day. You can check on my Instagram. I do have a look up with it. I'm not gonna swatch any of these, but this is such a beautiful palette. And I remember when this was released, I bought it that same day. Like, as soon as I got like the notification that this was on sale, I snagged one. She just came out with the full pan for Blood Milk as well, which is this very popular red, rich, like blood milky shade. This was an expensive palette too, but it was worth it. Keep in mind, if it's worth it, then it doesn't matter if it was expensive or not. The next palette I have is the Kat Von D 10-year anniversary palette. I snagged this bad boy when it was released. I told my fiance, I was like, I'm getting something from the 10-year anniversary collection and you can't stop me. And he was like, okay, okay. But this is such a pretty palette. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. I wish the mirror went back more, but it's like the packaging is different from her usual like they're not paperback, but like the cardboard kind of thing going on. But look at that. I remember when I first got it, I was in love. I'm gonna swatch Catherine. Okay, there are like numbers on the back. Like Catherine has a number. I'm sorry, I'm like babbling, but I never noticed it. But I don't know what that means. It's like Catherine 2. I'm gonna swatch it for you guys. It's kind of a more rough, shimmery shade. But ready, ready, ready. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's like a reflective shade. And they're like, you can tell like the quality of my palettes, because I like got into the more like, not expensive, but like branching out to more palettes and whatnot. If you can still find this, get it, because it's worth it. If you can't find it, don't go buy a fake online, because I will tell you right now, it's not a good idea, and when your eyeball falls out, you can say I told you so. The last palette from my little box of my first box, sorry, you're still stuck with me, is the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. It's a 35 color pressed pigment palette. This does not look like 35 shades. However, I love it and I use it all the time. This was the reason I didn't get the James Charles Morphe palette, was like, because I have all the shades. Like, yeah, the Morphe palette that was just released by James Charles, probably a hell of a lot more pigmented than this, just because Morphe seems to have like the pigment thing going down, even though BH Cosmetics does too, because the Weekend Festival palette, off the charts. But this palette, I use it all the time. Like, the majority of my looks on Instagram are usually created with this, and I think maybe I might use another palette. I know I use the Anastasia palettes too, but like this is just like my go-to ride or die palette. So the next palette I have to show you all is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I don't know why I bought this. To be honest, I think it's because it was so hyped up on the internet. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try a Huda palette, and I did, and I wish I had gotten the nude palette instead of this one. But I can't complain, because I had the chance to get the nude palette the other day, and I didn't because it was like $65. And I already spent $65 on a palette, which was the Fetish palette. So I will say it is a pretty palette. The glitter shade, which is Cosmo, seems to get everybody, excuse me, seems to get everybody. And I will say it got me, I got it in my eyeball. Like, the trick though with that is to use glitter glue, and it will stick a lot better. And it does look really pretty when applied to the lid. So, you know, I think I have a look on Instagram up with it. I don't remember. Pretty sure I do, because I was like, ouch, I got it in my eye. The first time I tried out this palette, didn't use the glitter glue. It got all over my face, and so. But I mean, it's okay. I know there's a lot of controversy with Huda and all of that, like her copying, like very much copying Beauty Bakery, and I don't know, I don't have a problem with this palette in general. I don't think it's okay to, you know, just take from the smaller indie brands. Absolutely not okay, because they have to work like just as hard, maybe even harder, to get their products out there if they're not like well known by, you know, people say like how Morphe is. Morphe is like very well known. Too Faced. Yeah. But I do want to try like smaller indie brands like Certify. You can find them on Twitter. It's Certify, C-E-R-T-I-F-E-Y-E, Certify. You know, like their stuff, follow them, buy their stuff, because they look like they have some pretty darn good pigmented shadows. Another palette I got, the Urban Decay Moondust palette. I remember when I got this, I went to Nashville after my first semester at university. I'd been in college for 2 years prior to that, but I was celebrating making it through my first semester at a university. I just used this like yesterday when I did a look. It's not bad. It really isn't. I would use them on top of shades. So like if I did a yellow eye look and I wanted glitter, I would probably go with like granite, which is like this gunmetal shade, or lithium, which is more of a golden shade. People have their problems with this. I personally don't mind it. Was it worth the price that I paid? No. But all said and done, it's been done. She's mine now. It's a cute concept though. It's kind of like plasticky, but not cheap feeling. Another palette I got was the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. The only issue I have with literally any Too Faced product, like eyeshadow palette, the smell. They think it's cute to make their palette smell like whatever their palette is like representing. So like this one's representing like peaches, it's peach themed, and they have like a whole peach themed collection, like peach setting spray, setting powder, I don't know what else they have, blushes, highlighters. It smells like peaches, and I'm not a huge fan of it because when I do an eye look and I hold it up to use the mirror, it smells and I don't like it. Kind of gives me a headache, but overall, not a bad deal. I was looking at the gingerbread palette the other day, but I didn't want to pay $49, but then I bought a $44 primer. Doesn't make any sense. The next thing I got, okay, the next like 2 palettes are gonna be Kat Von D, so holla at your girl, you know who your dedicated fans are. Is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Glimmer palette. And you guys, I don't know how I feel about this, where it stops like that, which it makes it feel like even nicer, but look at that. She is glimmery. I got this when it dropped. We were living at the duplex at the time, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get this palette because, hey, your girl needs it. It's very glimmery, hence the glimmer eye. You can still get it. I found a lot of these at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so if you can't find it on like online, I would definitely check that out, and it is a little bit cheaper at TJ Maxx. But I like it. Don't use it very often, but I still have it because I love Kat Von D. I'll be a dedicated fan till the end, girl. The next one I have is the Monarch palette. This was one of the very, very, very first eyeshadow palettes that I bought, and one of the very first Kat Von D products that I bought. You can tell, like, I love my palettes, okay? I store them out, I keep them clean. I don't like toss them around, I don't throw them on the floor or anything. But you can see, like, it, like, looks brand new. I kid you not, I could sell this right now. Looks brand new. It's because I'm very gentle with my palettes, except for the BH Cosmetics palette. I like dig into that yellow because it's so pigmented. But, like, I just love it. And this shade, which I think is Entomology, I think you can find that in the Shade and Light Glimmer Eye palette because it looks very glimmery. But this is a discontinued palette, so I do feel special for still having a very much intact and very full palette. Kat Von D, if you see this video, or your beauty team does, just know I'm dedicated, and I would love to, you know, collect all of your palettes one day. So please stop releasing them so close together because I can't keep up. So yeah. Okay, the last one I have from Kat Von D is the Shade and Light Eye palette. I do have a contour palette too, which is my go-to palette. That's the only contour palette I have. Look at this, still looks brand new. Like I said, I am very light-handed with my palettes, and my hand is filthy from touching all the mirrors. But this is like my go-to eye contour palette because look at that. Perfect packaging. You open it up, bam, that. Ouch, I blinded myself a little bit. I highly recommend this. It's still available. It's a cult favorite. Obviously, it's going to be available for a long time. I'll be really sad when I hit pan, but I feel like I'll be able to find, at least, you know, with this packaging at TJ Maxx, because this is the old packaging. That's how old this is. It's the old packaging. The next 5 palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the first one I have is the Norvina palette. I'm trying to think, I went and got this, I think when it dropped. Look at how beautiful she is. She's gorgeous. I feel like some of these shades as well that you can find in here, like the top row, is all shimmers, and I'm pretty sure you can find like those in the Huda Beauty nude palette. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, I would recommend this one over the nude palette just because. We'll swatch Rose Gold. I said that really strange. That's what it looks like. Going on our hand. Not our hand, that's our arm. And yeah. Sorry, I made it a little chalky, but that's beautiful. That's a good Christmas shade, you guys. I recommend this. This is just $42. I have to congratulate like Norvina and all them for, you know, creating this. She created this and it's so beautiful and you did such an amazing job. So it's a thumbs up for me. The next one I have is a Soft Glam palette. This is gonna be like one of my go-tos for like my wedding. We're gonna swatch, oh, by the way, Sultry. Oh my gosh, you know what I just realized? Hang on, I have it right here. This is the Sultry palette. The shade Sultry in here, as you can see. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. So Sultry in the Soft Glam palette literally looks like the packaging for the Sultry palette that was just released for the holidays. We're gonna swatch it because, I'm sorry, I just realized that. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's like the perfect copper. $42. I would recommend it if you are like a mom and you just want like neutrals for work or something. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I also really like Dusty Rose. We're gonna swatch that one too. It's like a taupe kind of shade. And they're so creamy. So, my beautiful elbow. And we also have this Sultry palette. Love, love, love. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anastasia, I swear. Stop releasing such gorgeous palettes. I am in love with all of the palettes. The only one I'm missing that I really want is Prism. And I could obviously really easily buy that, but I might wait till Black Friday because I could probably get an online deal. We're gonna swatch Bloom. We're gonna put that right by Dusty Rose. Look at that, oh my gosh, you guys. And this also came with the softest dual Inda brush. So I really recommend this if you want to collect these. Because I'm telling you all, one day these palettes are going to like not exist anymore and everyone's gonna be like, I should have got that when it came out. The next one I have is the Modern Renaissance palette, which is like the original. Well, it's not really the original, but because I'm pretty sure the Mario palette or whatever was like the original that started this. But like the packaging is felt, like most of them are except Sultry. Sultry is glitter, I guess. Oh my gosh, I remember I bought this in Florida. The lady was like, I was at the Disney Springs, Florida, Disney Springs Sephora, and the lady was like, I was looking around and she was like, oh, do you want to try a new palette? You know, we just got these. And I looked at her and she was like, it's the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I was like, okay, I'll swatch it. I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, your girl needs this. I have shown this palette so much love, especially in Venetian Red. Ooh, I'm not going to swatch that because it will never come off my arm because it's very, 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 very pigmented. But this is a good fall palette and even winter palette. And I do recommend this. Like, it's so buttery and so creamy. Like, you'd be crazy not to get it. I'm just saying. Now, if you're watching this and you go out and spend all your money on like new palettes, don't blame me. I'm just, you know, reviewing and showing you all what I have. The last one I have is the Subculture palette. I bought this at TJ Maxx because I could not find it at Sephora. Except now when I go into my local Sephora and like that's about 30 minutes away from me maybe, this is still on display and I'm like, I wish I had found it there. I could have got points for it. It's okay. It's a little muddy for me and I did get a bad batch. I'm sorry, the light's gonna like blind you, but like the mirror is off center. So I feel like that's why it was tossed into the TJ Maxx rack. But I do like Edge, which is this yellow shade. I will swatch it. It is very creamy. I will give them that. It's like a, I don't know what to call it, but we're gonna, it's a really nice fall shade. I would recommend, sorry, I'm picking up on my Anastasia palettes. Oh my gosh, like I am obsessed with the like collecting these. Like I'm doing pretty good and I love them all. I do recommend these palettes. They're beautiful, you know, they're not overly expensive. The only expensive one that I found was Sultry, and I think that's because it was a holiday collection release. But these, look at that. The packaging is so simple. They're easy to store. They're all the same size. So, you know, highly recommend these. Also, if you want to get creative, you could probably store these like books. Kind of look like that. So the last box I have is more of my eyeshadow singles and palettes that I don't really use. The first one is the Tarte Cosmetics Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. I bought this when it dropped because I wanted to support Bunny. It's a cute, smells like vanilla palette, which I do like scented palettes that, you know, keep it on the low, like this one. They are pigmented. I just don't use it. I really don't. Like, I bought it to be supportive. So, Bunny, I still have your palette and I will keep it because A, the packaging is like super unique and super cute, and you know, I just want to see you thrive. And yeah, the next one I got, like I said, don't use it. It's the Urban Decay Alice with the Looking Glass palette. What possessed me to buy this? Okay, I will say though, like the packaging is really cute and I don't want to like have the palette fall out and shatter. Look at that, it's a butterfly. That's probably the one thing that sold me. But what? I don't use this. Like, I probably could find a good use for it, but I just and it was $65. Like, but I'm not gonna sell it because it's mine and I will keep it forever probably because I like to hoard shit. Excuse my language. The next thing I got was the Kat Von D True Romance little palette thing. It's in Saint. This is one of the OG palettes that she came out with. So you can't find this anymore, which I'm kind of sad. I only ordered 2 things off the old school like selection that she used to have on her website. Kat, please bring that back. I need more. This is what it looks like. It's very neutral. I wish I'd gotten something a little more crazy, but this is good for, you know, if you have a child and you have makeup just kind of sitting around and they want makeup, you know, and if you don't care with parting with the old collector's item, it really is. It's like a collector's item. It's like an original. It is an original, but like one of the very first things that she put out, like this came from her old makeup days. This would be a good one to give them because it's simple, you know, if they wear it to school, the teacher's not gonna be like, oh my God, makeup. Maybe that's the Catholic school person to me talking. The next thing I got is the Shade and Light Eye Quad in the shade Plum. I got it because I have green eyes. This is what it looks like. I don't think you can get these. You can buy them at TJ Maxx because I have seen some at TJ Maxx, but I think they're all plum and smoke. But I mean, it's cute, right? Good for travel. It would look good with this shirt, which I got from Goodwill. Okay, now onto my singles because I have a few. This is also a Kat Von D original. This little buddy, it's the shade shifter little eyeshadow package thingy. Ah, I dropped it. This one is called On the Road. I like this. I really do. I like the idea of it. It comes with a little brush, but I don't have that anymore. Actually, I do have it, but I don't know where it's at. This is like, if you can see it's like brown, gray, brownish gray, orange. Let's swatch it. I don't use it either. It kind of just sits there, but I'm running out of places to swatch. We're gonna swatch up here. Okay, ready? Ooh. Yeah, you can see like the shade shifting or whatever they call it. I mean, it was worth it. I like it. It's cute. I'm gonna keep it forever because I could probably knock out a really cool look with it. So, another thing I got was from Giorgio Armani. This is the only Giorgio Armani thing I have because I know he's not cruelty free. It's the Eyes to Kill eyeshadow, and I got it because I will defend myself. I was looking for like a blackish, reddish, sparkly eyeshadow for school, and this is what I came up with. You see that? You see that? Yeah. I have used it a few times, but other than that, it just sits in my little box. Yeah, I know he's not cruelty free, so another thing is like that's not going to make me throw it away because I mean my money's already been spent. But I mean, it wasn't like totally expensive, but he's an expensive person. I will give him that. Nice packaging. Good job. Okay, I have these two. You all, I have so much eyeshadow. I am so tired. They're the eyeshadow, I guess they're Moon Dust shadows in Cosmic and Scorpio from Urban Decay. I don't use these. I needed them for school and I don't use them. They're not like, oh my gosh, I have to go spend my money on them, but I mean, they're affordable. They're good if you want like singles. I don't know. I wouldn't buy more, I guess. The last thing, yes, I said it. We're on the last thing I have are these Kat Von D Metal Crush shadows. Oh my gosh. I have 4 of them. I have the shade Thunderstruck, which is always sold out because it's so in high demand. It's a great highlighter, great for the inner corner, under the brow bone, on the cheek, on the nose. We will swatch-a-rooney right here. It's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. And I also have Iggy, which is a green. Oh, it's so cute. It's perfect for like St. Patrick's Day, spring. Let's do another swatch. I almost put that on my face, you guys. That's how tired I am. We're gonna swatch that right here. Wow! Ooh, she's pigmented, girl. Yes. My pants are like about 50 shades of eyeshadow palettes right now. I also got the Danzig. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's this nice little purple shade. These are good for like on the lid, like packed on the lid. They're not really, you know, I personally wouldn't use these for like the crease or anything. I'm not telling you how to live. Let's put this right here. Oh goodness, she's gorgeous. And then the last one I have is Paranoid. Me all day, every day. Can I tell you a story real quick? One time I was at the grocery store with my daughter and I had her in her car seat and she was in the basket of the cart, so I couldn't put anything big in there, and I got a thing of Diet Coke for our fridge. I put it under the cart, you know, on the little like platform thingy that they give you for like water bottles and dog food and all that. I walked out of the store without realizing that it was still under the cart, so I technically shoplifted, and I was so paranoid. I was a shade of blue the whole way home because I was like, oh no, I'm a criminal. They're gonna come and find me. That was the first time I ever stole. True story. And we will swatch this bad boy. Oh, she is pigmented. We're gonna put her right on my elbow. Boop. Oh. 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 I need to use this more often. I think these are also being like not discontinued. Is that the word I can use for these? I don't remember the original price of these, but I think you can get them from a lot cheaper now. I think they're like in the going out of the store kind of deal that Sephora has going on, because I was at Sephora the other day and they had like these items are all on sale or whatever, and I've seen a few of these at TJ Maxx, but I mean they're cute singles if you don't want to buy like a whole palette. They're very pigmented and worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do apologize, this is such a long video, and honestly I'm about to fall asleep just, you know, just watching all these. But I mean, I literally, you know, paid for all of these besides the Weekend Festival palette, which I won in a contest. But I mean, like, it just goes to show you how, like, what some people spend their money on. And eyeshadow palettes are one of mine. I have, like, a lot of makeup. I'm investing in my future, though. That's what I always tell my fiance. So that's it for this video. If you like it, you know, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel. It's mainly a makeup channel. I do have a few like things coming out of my sleeve soon. I can't wait to show you what they are. I should have a new video filmed and up after Thanksgiving, maybe before Thanksgiving, depending on when this package gets in the mail. Gets here, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to film it. And I can't wait to show you all what I have like planned for future videos. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at cora.mua. It'll all be linked down below in the description box. Be sure to check out Certify because I told you all about them. And honestly, I want to give them a try. And they need more people to see their stuff because they're beautiful. Always here to support my local, not my local, but like support small indie brands. But yeah, that's all I have for you all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next video.